Welcome to 4Ocean. My name's Alex and we employ captains and crew around the world to clean plastic out of the ocean. In today's video, we're gonna give you guys a sneak peek preview of the 4Ocean cleanup headquarters as well as our expansion. We're gonna walk you guys through the ideas, the game plan that we have for this new space, and really what we plan to do right here in Southwest Florida. We're in Southeast Florida. Where are we? First things first, welcome to the new expanded area of 4Ocean. I am so fired up to get this unit, guys. Give you a little bit of history. We have this unit over here, so you can see we just busted the wall through here. But we had this space over here since 2017. This was our first cleanup headquarters, first cleanup location, and we had this bay. We've been waiting for a very long time for this to open up. This space just opened up. We had our neighbor, Will from Diamond Marine. They were great neighbors helping us to service our vessels. They ended up getting a new, bigger spot. So this became available and we jumped on it. We said, we've got to take this spot. We wanted to punch a hole through the wall so we have access to both facilities, and this is gonna be amazing. So we just got the space, we painted the walls, we painted the floors, we've got our electric run, and now we're all set up. So the vision for this side is really to store assets, so store all of our vessels and all of our equipment, and also have a plastic recycling workshop. So along this wall, we're gonna build out a container or a small room, just something that can be air conditioned, have a front glass panel, and store all of our equipment and our machinery. We're gonna get everything that we need to recycle plastic and put it along this wall. So super stoked to get this spot. This is a game changer. We've really been waiting for years because we've been cramped into this one unit over here, but we just got this. So come on over, we'll show you guys the original 4Ocean shop. So we're still gonna run all these wires and finish everything up. So full transparency, this place is an absolute mess. We've got everything everywhere. We've been moving and grooving, packing all the stuff in, trying to accommodate and get the assets taken care of so we can move our stuff over here. But come on up, we'll give you a quick tour. This is the setup. So we typically have come in our bay door, we've got our trash documentation station. This is where we weigh and sort all the plastic and document our cleanups each and every day. We've got all of our racks for all our scuba equipment. This is all our dive gear, our Halcyon equipment, OTS, Ocean Technology Systems, the blue dive systems. We really just have everything stored here. Like I said, a little bit of a mess. We've got stuff all piled in because we're moving and grooving, but this place is gonna be dialed in. Back here we have some of the recycling equipment that I was talking about. So we've got our standard, this is our baler, this is our shredder. We've got a ton of our equipment back here, and this is, you know, cleanup gear, nets, all sorts of stuff. Here's Old Glory here. We've got the 25 LS Carolina skiff. This is the boat that we've been spending a ton of time on and getting it dialed in for the cleanups. We've got the Can-Am. This is the HD10. This is the Can-Am Defender. Big shout out to Can-Am as well as Sea-Doo. They're amazing partners of ours as well. All the tools right here, and a lot of this is our plastic equipment and machinery, right? We've got some handheld shredders. We've got some sorters. We've got our vacuum compression, polishers, sanders, even little thermal? I don't know. It heats up. That's all I know. But we've got all sorts of stuff. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and put it on the other side. So we have 3 places here. So we have our main office, we have our tool room, and in the back we have kind of a conference room that we've built out. So let me show you this back here. This guy, we just finished building out. This is kind of the work room. We've got the whiteboards, the maps, TV on the wall, all our stuff here. This is where we're able to come and work and get some stuff done and you know, duck out of the heat. It's a nice little AC area. So now let me tell you about what we're planning to do with this place. So when it comes to the shop, we haven't been able to really prioritize, I'd say the organization, the space, because we haven't had it, right? Everything has been so cluttered and so crammed together. But now that we have this new facility, we're gonna be able to spread out, organize everything in a really clean and detailed way, and I can walk you through kind of a vision of what we wanna do. Whenever we do a cleanup, I wanna tell you how it all starts. So the cleanup happens out in the ocean, we come back and we offload. So we're gonna offload our bins, and what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna move this weighing station over to the other side. We're gonna try and keep that side material processing, and this side more vessels maintenance, vessel storage, and really taking care of the gear and the equipment. So, out front, what we have is our standard area here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build out front. The vision here is I wanna build a lockable pressure washing station. And so this is going to be a pressure washer that's always ready on a big reel where we could put the boat wash, the foams, the salt offs, all the equipment that we need to clean the gear and maintain it is going to be stored here. Then we're going to build out a station, almost like a fillet table type rinse station. So when we come back with our gear, we want to be able to rinse it, dry it, all the scuba equipment, the blue systems. So we're going to have little dunk tanks, we're going to have little drying racks. We're going to develop a nice storage thing here. In between these two facilities in this big area, we're going to put a big shade awning. So what this is going to be is it's going to be like a 20 by 30 tent, something comparable to how he has right over here. He's got a smaller version of it. But we're gonna put like a 20 by 30 tent right here so that when we're coming back, we're sorting through plastic. You're not sitting in the hot sun. So like right now, we're out here for a couple minutes and you're just starting to sweat. So this is gonna be nice to be a tent shaded structure. We're gonna park our vehicles under it over the weekend or at night, and we'll be able to sort, put some big fans out here, and we'll be dialed. So this will be a sorting, a rinsing, and a washing station out front to prepare all the gear. Then when you come inside, we're gonna reset up this area over here. So starting out from the corner, in this corner, it's gonna be the wash station. So we're gonna store deck brushes, sponges, the wash mitts, the soaps, everything that you need is gonna be stored on the wall here. So that way you can take it, use it to wash the gear, and move in. Then we're gonna extend and build a bigger table setup here. This weighing documentation station is going to the other side. This is going to be a larger table. We're gonna have a computer set up for our trash tracker entries. We're gonna have all our charging units. So if you can see here, this is all of our charging and all of our gear that we use for the blue systems and the dive scooters and stuff like that. So this will be more of a workstation area to prep gear. We're gonna clean all of this out, get the tanks stored on their racks, get this back to the way it should be. We're gonna finalize it and actually throw some cool lighting up under here. So a quick second about this rack. For me, I did a lot of research on how we wanted to store our equipment effectively, make sure that everything has a home and has a place. Right now it's a little all over the place because we've been in moving and transit. But when we have it all dialed in, everything has its own place, and you can hang it up to A, to dry, B, you know exactly where your equipment is every time. But I really wanted to look at how can we create like cubbies. And when I was doing research, I created kind of like a little mood board, vision board. So I had like, you know, what firefighters use for their lockers and cubbies, police officers, what they use for their cubbies, sports teams for their cubbies, even like, you know, like I literally looked at like the Batman, you know, the Batman style, how they have all the stuff drawn up. And so what I did is I put all these photos together, we envisioned this, and what was the end goal was this unit. So we built it together, Tony and myself. Big shout out Tone, he crushed it helping me. And we put this together. So now we have storage for all of our gear, and everything has a place. So all the dive gear, Ocean Technology Systems, the Blue, our scuba jets, the Halcyon dive scooters, there's a lot here, right? So now what we're gonna do here on this wall is this is gonna be our net storage. So nets are typically like leaning up in the back corner. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put them all on the wall nice and clean with our rod holders. And so that'll be ready to go at a moment's notice. You wanna pack up, you gotta go on a cleanup, you're gonna come right here and grab all your gear. So we're gonna have larger nets, smaller nets, cleanup tongs, these little, what do they call them? The trash tong sticks, or trash chopsticks, and then our cleanup bags. Then here, we're talking with a potential partner, LevRack. They are an incredible storage solution. You guys gotta check them out. It's basically a comparable pallet rack with slidable shelves in them, and they're unbelievable for storage, and they keep all your stuff super organized. So we would have like a workbench here, and then storage to the rest of the end. And that's where we're gonna put all these tubs with life jackets, flares, fire extinguishers, cleanup gear, all that. It's gonna be organized in these bins, nice and clean, labeled, so that you know exactly where everything's at. On the table, we're gonna have a table right about here. That's where we're gonna store the Pixie drone. So the Pixie drone is that remote control, you know, plastic collection device. So this is it's essentially a Roomba for the ocean. That is a remote controlled unit that's gonna go, we're gonna store it somewhere here. We believe we're gonna put the scuba tanks all stored underneath the bench, Pixie drone on top of it, and then we have a long top rack that we can put our dock boxes and all our other gear. So all this will be nice up against the wall, clean, and we'll be able to back the vessels up and take them out at any time. Everything that we're designing in the shop is for order of retrievability, right? You want to be able to get your gear in a second, get it and get out in the water and not spend a ton of time fumbling around, grabbing a bunch of stuff. And we've made a lot of progress on the shop. You know, I got to give a big shout out to Tony. You know, a ton of people have come and work on the shop and helping to make it into what it is today. And we're making some great progress. So we're gonna keep grinding. Let me talk to you about the tool section over here. So right now, what we typically do is we'll have our vessels and equipment backed up to here. So we're gonna get rid of all this in the back. No racks, nothing. It's gonna be wide open, complete open back wall, and all we're gonna have is a couple floating chargers. So these are gonna be chargers on reels that when we back up, pull the reel, plug it in, keep everything on trickle charge so that it's ready to go. And all this will be moved to the other side and stored on pallets. So now, when we have equipment back here, we need to be able to service and maintain our gear, right? So we're doing oil changes, we're doing, you know, adding different products. We're just constantly working and tinkering on the boats always when you're running a full-time operation. So this is gonna be turned into more the maintenance and tool section. So on the right here, I'm gonna put a big pegboard up. So white pegboard is gonna go across this whole thing. We're gonna have all those tools that are in there are gonna be all organized on this wall right here. We're then gonna have all of our electric power tools and everything that we need on this wall. And then we're gonna leave a space open for some larger equipment, some drill presses, potentially a little bit of other machining equipment, and really just get it set up in a way that we can function and operate and really maintain our gear. So all these will be elevated a little bit more. We need 37 inches of clearance to fit all of our tool benches under. So we're gonna have drawers and storage underneath these bins, big white pegboard, all the tools organized, and a nice clean workbench. Nice and clean, baby. Ready to go at any time and make sure all of our stuff is ready. So the back room is gonna stay the way that it is. So this back room is gonna stay a conference room. We're gonna just make some improvements and clean up that entryway. But we're actually gonna convert this back into an office. This was originally an office, but we took the doors off and made it a tool room. But to be honest with you, once we get those lev racks, we can store 60% of this stuff in a way, because right now I mean, look at this. Like, we're running out of room. We're packed to the gills, right? And to try and get some of these things, it's a nightmare, right? You got too much stuff, we're on top of each other. Now that we can spread out, we're gonna reorganize everything and put it into these storage solutions. And now you don't need an entire room devoted just to this. We're gonna spend time and convert this into an office, get a mini split AC system, and be able to have people come and work out of the station and have a nice air conditioned area. The next thing that we wanna do is we wanna turn this into a podcast studio / air conditioned room office. So one thing we're gonna be doing is we wanna start the podcast, we wanna bring guests out, we wanna invite people down to come hang out at the shop, rock the mic, do a podcast, have a great time, talk about the cleanups. And in an ideal scenario, we wanna take people out on cleanups, celebrities, athletes, influencers, ambassadors, guests, customers, partners, anybody. Come out, experience the cleanups with us, come back at the shop, see us clean that plastic, process it, see what happens behind the scenes, and then be able to do what we call kind of doc talk, right? We used to always do it where we'd get it back in from a cleanup and we'd talk about, you know, what did you see? What did you feel? What did you think that day was gonna be like, and how did it turn out? So this is gonna be a comparable thing where we can invite people back in and hang out. And let's check out the space next door and we'll tell you what we're gonna do. It's a blank canvas. It's a blank canvas that we're ready to paint. So what we thought about is, I mentioned we want this to be a plastic processing area. So we want to have gear storage, plastic weighing, documentation, and even recycling. So because it's so hot, we really struggle to operate and work with some of the plastic because of the humidity, right? When it's too humid, you cannot use certain levels of recycling that we're trying to do. So with epoxy and different things curing. So what we want to do is, I'm thinking of a container unit. So I've seen some containers out there that they've done these custom modifications. Like I said, we're trying to do it scrappy. We don't have a ton of money to invest in this thing, and we got to get resourceful. I've seen container units where you can buy for a couple $1,000s and put a 40-foot by 10-foot section here. And what we'll do is the front panel will be glass, so it'll be kind of wide open and have a nice open feel. But on the inside, along this entire wall, is going to be workbenches, and that's where we're going to have all that material, all the plastic recycling equipment. It'll be another recycled air-conditioned space that people can work, and we can also store some gear on top of that. We're going to put pallet rack storing across the back of the whole unit. And then the middle, we're gonna leave wide open. And one thing that I really wanna do with this space is we're gonna have foldable chairs, foldable tables, and we're gonna be able to host events. So both for our company internally, we wanna do like corporate events, right? Once it cools down in the wintertime, we're gonna be able to do team lunches. We're gonna be able to do our all hands meetings here. We're gonna be able to do, just different culture building things that we wanna have everybody come and experience, the celebrations and the wins that we've shared together. So we'll set up big farm tables and we'll cater and have some food and eat lunch together. But also we wanna invite the public out here. One thing that would be awesome is to do educational based events. We're thinking even like art and creative type events where people can, they can come over and we can build different things out of the plastic and just look at different ways that we can educate people on ocean plastic and get involved. Because one thing that's super cool is if you go out there, clean up a bunch of plastic, and then you make something with it, it's gonna be very memorable and you're definitely gonna resonate pretty deeply with the impact that plastic has. So we're really excited. This feels good. I gotta be honest with you, I've literally, for my entire life, ever since we started For Ocean, I have my old vision board. I literally had my a whiteboard that I had at my old house. This is going on 10 years ago now, 9 years ago, before For Ocean really started and we opened the business. I have on there like the dream For Ocean shop. And so I still have that whiteboard. It's covered in dirt and soot and everything. It's been in my storage unit. And right now it still is written on there. Ironically enough, it not only says dream For Ocean shop, but it also says For Ocean pontoon. When we first started For Ocean, we didn't have any money to be able to buy boats or assets or things like that. And the most affordable option, I was looking at little $3,000 pontoon boats that we were gonna buy, paint, and convert. So that's just a really cool thing to see. But we're getting there. This is a small step. We still got a lot of work to do. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be difficult, but I'll tell you what, everybody's determined and we're gonna make this the coolest cleanup headquarters that we can have. So thank you guys for watching. Really hope you guys follow along in the process while we build out this shop. If you guys have any comments that you wanna see, any questions, any background of our cleanup operations you wanna learn more about, let us know in the comments below and we'll take care of them. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, show us some love. You're not only showing For Ocean some love, but you're showing our legend captains and crews out there working hard every single day cleaning plastic. Thank you guys for supporting us. We'll see you soon. Cheers.